rotation to deliver speech at graduation. And like every year, we've done that this year as well. The first speaker will be Andrew DeVoogd. Andrew came to Northeastern a number of years after he graduated from Earlham College in Indiana. While here, he did his co-ops with the Honorable Reginald Lindsay at the U.S. District Court, with the Criminal Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office, and at the law firm of Greenberg and Charlie. Next year, he will clerk for Judge Barbara Link at the Massachusetts Appeals Court, and then he will join the litigation group of the Boston office of Greenberg and Charlie on a lighter note. He is known in his class for spearheading the first 2 years of the now annual NUSL mustache growing contest. Andrew, where are you?
Almost as terrifying as getting called on in class, not having done the reading. I'm sure that never happens. We student speakers will be given 3 to 5 minutes to speak, something about ensuring efficient pomp and circumstance. I like pomp. And since nothing says pomp quite like a hockey arena, we've got that piece covered. The efficiency part, though, I'm not so sure of. To quote John Stewart, I'd forgotten how crushingly dull these ceremonies are. This one's been pretty good so far, but I hope to push us to that critical mass on the tedium scale. In any event, it is an incredible honor to be standing here today, but it's also somewhat surprising because the extent of my public speaking experience consists entirely of a couple PowerPoint presentations about the aforementioned mustaches. I'm actually serious. Really, the other group selects someone of Yael's wit and measured brilliance and ill rapping skills, and my rotation picks a slacker ex-bartender with a diagnosable mustache obsession. But maybe this does make some sense. After all, my rotation consists of 100 people actually crazy enough to sign up for 11 and a half straight months of class. We made a superb decision. It hurt. But as I tried to figure out what the hell I was actually going to say today, I was struck more by the similarities between our 2 rotations as opposed to the differences. And it bears mentioning that these similarities do extend beyond the fact that a contingent of my rotation defected for a term or 2 to the other group, that other group affectionately referred to by the rest of us as the dark side. This defection occurred because these people actually landed summer associate positions. And for those of you who don't know, these programs are annual lawyer fantasy camps that all the big firms throw, replete with steaks and ice cream socials and such. Anyway, to the summer associates on both rotations, have fun in the fall. And remember to choose that pound of flesh wisely. Regardless, as the dean mentioned earlier, we as a class leave behind some indelible marks. She touched on them earlier. We resurrected student-run legal journal. We recreated at least semi-viable student government. We also assured the timely demise of a certain Molly Singh. They got it. And we even helped usher in a brand new evaluation system. By all accounts, it is very good at times, even excellent. The bad news is, though, we do have to wait 9 weeks to get the official word, so I'll get back to you. There really is no doubt in my mind, though, that the single greatest legacy we as a class will leave behind us is the raw perseverance and dogged determination we displayed in coming up with these totally sweet goofy hats. We not only set the regalia bar for all future classes, but we really honed in on those vital aspects of our graduation from law school. And I ask you, graduates, if we can get goofy hats for today, is there anything we cannot accomplish out in the world? Well, these goofy hats do mean that law school is actually, finally, thankfully done. Yeah. We graduates are going to have the most relaxing, fun-filled summer ever. Seriously, I'm talking beach chairs and two-hand blue cocktails with plastic monkeys on the side. Something in July? We'll get past that. But what is there to say today about the last 3 years? One of the drawbacks of being asked to speak today is that I've actually been forced to think about that question this week. One of my heroes, Groucho Marx, might agree with that sentiment. He said once that thinking is easily the most distasteful way to spend one's afternoon. Now, keep in mind that my family is rife with therapists. So I'm not talking about analytical thinking here. I'm talking about that sort of reflection that really does get uncomfortable sometimes. That emotional sort of thinking that gets you feeling things. Well, we graduates have just gone through some really damn intense times over the last several years. And after all of this, we really owe it to ourselves to grapple with how this experience of law school fits and will fit into the larger puzzle of our lives, without engaging in self-evaluation regarding the change that this incredible, maddening professional training has worked on us. I believe it will be difficult as we move forward to retain balance as individuals and as members of both our professional and personal communities. And I say this because I think it would be very easy to maintain this frantic pace that we've kept up over the last 3 years. At some point over the next several weeks, I plan to walk through some grass on a sunny day, find that quiet tree that Dan was talking about earlier, and sit down underneath it. I invite you to do the same. Let's just leave behind our iPods and our books and our cell phones and as much worry about that small matter of the bar exam as we can possibly muster leaving behind. Let's just sit under those trees, look up at the sky, think about where our lives are now compared to 3 years ago. How has this whole law school thing changed us? And what do we feel because of it? Even if you relied on a thesaurus to express your hatred of your experience here, take some time to sort through it all. Take some time to really feel it. Sit under that tree, look up at the sky, and carve out a little tranquility for yourself after all of this stressful, mad rushing from classes to outlines to exams and co-op and bar exam. After all of those "this will never be overs," it finally is. We did it. Congratulations.